This is Sam.
I'm talking.
Check the.
Oh
no! Oh God!
Oh, it's buzzing!
No!
Oh no!
Everything's dying.
Frick!
It's back to the roots.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Roots. We just had a very traumatic experience.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Sam has to hit go on Jared's camera. Make sure it's on cinematic mode. Oh, I have to go here too.
whoa.
There we go.
Wow. So Carter was the only one on.
So we were. Oh my gosh, I'm so scattered.
How do you even?
We were about to hit go. We were about to hit record on everything. That camera was recording. We'll post it on socials, but there was a fiasco. I spilled water directly on the recorder, like a lot, like probably
like too much.
16 to 20 ounces of water straight onto this recorder.
Hit it, yeah.
But it's still going. It's still recording, and nothing broke. So
I once spilled an entire cup of coffee onto my computer, just right on the keyboard. So and it was fine.
Dang.
So I think you'll be fine.
all right.
We're good.
I remember I spilled hot cocoa onto our old Windows computer and we brought it into. It was when my dad worked at Life Action, and we brought IT the keyboard. Like, can you fix this? Scott Salzman or whoever was just. I can look.
A little hot cocoa.
Today we're drinking. This is not water. It is not moonshine. It is Zevia ginger root beer.
It is Zevia cold medicine.
Tastes how it tastes how it looks. Did you try it already?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. So for a diet root beer, so Zevia.
Yeah, no, zero sugar.
Zevia.
Zevia is like a soda company that uses stevia, which is a natural artificial sweetener. And they make a handful of different ones. They make a really good Dr. Pepper one.
There's not that many ingredients. I'm actually impressed.
It's supposedly pretty healthy,
Low stevia,
but
Stevia uses VVA.
natural flavors, carbonated water,
it definitely has
That's
the
it.
Zevia
Citric
flavor.
acid.
And it's white, like it's clear, obviously. So no artificial dyes.
Should
Pretty
we
good, pretty
address the?
The elephant.
I was gonna say the elephant in the room, but I was like, well, it's more like a lack of an elephant in the room.
But then,
calling him an
you're
elephant.
like, are you calling Carter an elephant?
Yeah.
Whoops.
We're missing our fourth, who brings most of the pizzazz to this group. But
Moment of silence.
Carter's sick, so he had to bail.
Not gonna happen.
That'd be awkward. Never mind. Keep going.
And we okay, hold on, I gotta watch the liquids. Watch
We
the
miss him
liquids.
so much.
We do miss him a
Yeah.
lot. But he's sick, and we tried to fill his position. Ben never got back to me. Not surprised. And then Cameron left me
you.
on red until
Wow.
like 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago, and he's like, "Hey man, this sounds like super fun, but I'm in Florida." Why he didn't
would
just
be.
say that
Dude,
originally?
He's flying everywhere all the time. That's crazy.
Okay, hold
What
on.
was I gonna
I'm
say?
pulling up
I
my
had something.
notes for this. So we're a man down. It might be.
Oh yeah.
Just make sure you hit like and subscribe so that you can see him
yeah.
again when he comes back.
Yeah.
And go to the Instagram for the behind the scenes of the water spilling
disaster.
the disaster. We'll
Yeah.
definitely
Patreon
you should put that
subscribers
up.
get extra
Oh,
content.
that's what it should be.
Patreon subscribers, we're gonna actually fill up one of these little film canisters with the water I spilled on it, and then if you're the top tier Patreon member, we're actually each gonna spit in it too.
I didn't agree.
You don't have to.
Because we already
I
got
already
your
have your
spit.
spit.
Dang it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
How scary would that be? One of your friends one day is just like, by the way, I have like a gallon of your spit I've been saving up.
For what?
How do you save that up? What does that
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's scary.
But like,
Each night I come in with a syringe and I
Yeah.
siphon out
Or
7 drops.
I just cut my hand under your open mouth as you drool, and I just he's just sitting there with a gallon bucket, just.
I don't like that.
I'm pulling up my list. Speaking of which,
Yeah,
do you guys have lists?
I do.
I do.
Excellent.
I made it like 45
things.
minutes ago.
Yeah,
I realized a couple days ago, I'm like,
No,
my
I made
list
it
is not
earlier
that
than
good.
that.
But I actually ran through it.
it's good. Man.
Like a half hour ago, and it was fine.
I feel like I feel hopeful for today. You know, like I
Mhm.
feel good. I feel energized. I feel maybe it's the stevia.
Maybe
I don't know.
Sounds like a drug for sure.
I am.
But it has leaf next to it. It's stevia leaf extract, so it's like healthy for you.
What loop should I throw on in the background here?
Loop? Like a what?
Oh,
Like,
what?
Oh, there's some cool. What's it called? Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk.
Or do
guys-
Honda?
are you guys into
You
cyberpunk
should do Honda, lo-fi girl driving.
Honda Lo-Fi Girl driving.
I feel like cyberpunk would have been cooler actually.
Speaking of
we're doing Honda now.
connect to the internet, what are you talking about? I am.
Wi-Fi.
Arso,
Is it this
also, Arso,
Our show.
are we still recording, Carter? I just want to
Let me double check.
You want to just
Oh,
look at
yeah.
that?
Yeah. No, we're good.
She's
I did
Cool.
it.
Oh wow, that yeah. Sam, you got it. You nailed it.
All right, do cyberpunk.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Change it.
Is this making you uncomfortable, Sam?
You should do, or we should just put a picture of Carter up there.
Wait, do it.
Okay, hold on.
Please do it.
While we do
Do
that,
we do that here? Do
You
want
mean
me to
like
get one on
send you-
Facebook
Hold on.
or something?
hold on. Let me go to my Google Photos.
Jared's one of the people in my Apple photos.
That's cool.
I
I don't know if I have you in mind. Let's see.
put this in my print. While I'm looking for this,
Yes.
Yes.
here we go. He has his own little section.
Perfect.
Should we do him smoking a cigar? Or let's see.
What are the options here? Yeah.
Smoking a
We
cigar,
have a really good
cigar.
angle.
That's him and me and a dog in Chicago.
That's nice.
No.
No. Okay. Sam hates it.
We have this one from the beach long ago.
That is a long ago.
This
Oh my
one
goodness.
is sitting up there in the middle of the bulletin board, him eating a
Wow, that's
taco.
good.
I'm a big fan of this picture,
Let's do
personally.
it.
Okay. This will be
Is
Carter.
that? I think that works. Yeah. It's perfect in the frame. So.
For the listeners who have grown accustomed to the four of us, this would have been our third episode.
Yeah.
I thought it
Or
was
speaking of which, comment below if you actually like the chemistry between the four of us, because we all have fun.
Eight new people do.
I'm curious. Just
comment below so that
we've gained a bunch of subscribers comparatively over the since we posted our first one together. So I'm just curious, are people subscribing for this chemistry?
Then are you subscribing for Carter?
actually subscribe for Carter.
Subscribe for Carter. He's dying.
Yeah. He literally, that sounded so bad. He's like, I have a fever.
I can't
and
breathe.
I think he was
can't
at
breathe.
I think he was
I
at
can't
work.
text.
Wasn't he at work? Because
Was
he's
he?
like, somebody already called off. I'm just like, I think he might have been at work, just
Oh.
sick as a dog.
Oh,
No
I didn't go
way.
in today. We shouldn't have said that on here.
I also like the saltiness. He was calling out the teachers who are
Yeah.
coming in and
No, it's the people who work there who have
who have sick
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Hopefully they don't listen to this podcast.
That's okay.
That's right.
Okay, let me pull up
Sacrifice.
my list here. Right before we jump into our lists, Sam, do you want to update the listeners on where you're going to be for the next 3 months?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're leaving. My wife and I. We're going to Europe. 2.5 months. We're gonna stay with some friends in Spain for a month. Probably gonna take a trip to Portugal. Might take a ferry down to Morocco. That might be a little sketch. So we'll see.
No, that's sick.
And then we're going to France. A little place called Menton, France. You probably pronounce it like Menton.
Me too.
Menton, France. But it's close to Cannes and Monaco, which is where we went. And Nice. So we could go back to Nice, go back to that crepe shop.
What was that place we went that was super grungy and we ate weird oven pizza? Do you remember that?
I feel like all of them.
That
we
was
stayed
in
in
France. That was in
Lyon.
France.
Was
Yeah,
it where
Lyon.
every
That's what it
we
was.
were in the suburbs and the sheets smelled like cat urine. But the
We went
only
out-
restaurants around were combination taco and pizza restaurants.
Combination taco
Yes.
pizza.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously,
Just on the
wild.
sign. It was just pizza, tacos. And we went in
Like
there.
every restaurant.
And it was an oven pizza. You could clearly
It's like
tell they just
DiGiorno's.
unwrapped
When you say oven, you don't mean brick oven. You mean
no,
kitchen
I mean
oven.
a Walmart freezer oven.
Oh, no.
Came out of that, and yeah, it was still
It was
$30.
horrible.
Or,
Why were you guys in France together?
It was me,
back in
Jared.
the day.
Bro, we used to roll back in the day.
yeah,
You guys have downgraded significantly.
yeah. We're in the suburbs now.
It was us, our older brothers, and then our dads. And we went for 2 weeks and just road tripped around Europe.
Nice.
And we
Yeah.
did a huge circle.
Rented a van, Airbnbs, sick. Dude.
Yeah.
That I feel like we should celebrate what 1,000 subscribers with like
A Europe
us
trip?
four go to Europe.
Bro, you think it'll pay for it?
No,
1,000
it will,
subscribers.
it will not.
If they all pay the premium
2,000,
Patreon,
everyone gets a Lamborghini.
yeah, perfect.
I did have an idea, which we'll probably have to try this maybe when you get back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we're gonna do while you're gone. Maybe we'll try to do it without you.
Maybe a Zoom. I don't
We'll
know.
put a picture of you.
I never want to listen
worry.
to those.
But I had an idea, like, because you brought up the other day at the coffee shop, like, I have these serious topics, but I don't know if we should talk about them because it's like it's more fun. And I'm just like, just talk about them anyways.
Yeah.
And I was thinking later, I'm like, what if we did, instead of like we've been doing 1.5 hour long episodes, what if we did like a 45-minute chunk, which is us like the beginning of the podcast, and then we're just talking about fun stuff, and then like we stop recording, hit go again, and post it as a separate episode, which is like the serious side or something, and we talk about more serious
The
topics.
serious side.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So we won't do that
I
today.
have a mix of
but
things
I've got
today,
a quote
so-
for you that can be our like. Man, I feel like I always have quotes or stuff like
Wait,
that.
Sam, did you finish your?
I didn't.
Your what you're doing?
No, but
In
this
Europe?
podcast is for the ADD people, so
Okay, keep going.
I can't find it. Yeah.
I can't. Okay.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. This quote says, "I'm serious for all serious." Wait. Oh, for all our serious. This is an old. Okay, this is an old quote, so it doesn't make sense. I am serious for all are serious round about me. God is serious in observing us. Christ is serious in interacting for us, interceding for us. The Spirit is serious, and spiritual enemies are serious in their endeavors to ruin us. Poor lost sinners are serious in hell, and why then should not you and I be serious too?
Dude, who is that? Is that Tozer?
J.C. Ryle.
Oh yeah.
I feel called out for trying to be funny.
I know.
Yeah.
See, well, that's the thing, though. I feel like as Christians, we tend to take life too seriously.
Yeah,
But I mean, we should be serious sometimes.
you should be serious.
But
I think there's a great balance. I think we can.
I think
strike it.
humor can be a tool. You
yeah,
should be serious about how you use humor.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like comedians. Like comedians are serious about how they use humor.
that's true.
I was thinking about this because it, like in our lives, I think humor can easily be something that tears people down or that builds people up. And I think that if it's in the angle of like you're building people up, I think it's like you should go for that.
True.
Yeah.
So that's me.
What if when the four of us inevitably start our own podcast, it's called Seriously Funny?
Dude. But then we start with the funny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it can be
And then it
funnily
ends.
serious.
Yeah. That's
Anyway, so after
less of a
France,
ring.
we're
Oh, yeah.
going to a random little town in Germany where we have a friend that lives there, and he's an optics engineer. He like makes microscopes that like
That's
analyze and observe the manufacturing of microchips. So it's like really niche.
What?
Yeah, it's a little place called Jena. And then from Jena, we go to Cologne, Germany. We're going to be there for like a week and a half. Might take a train to Amsterdam. And then our last 3 weeks, we don't have anything planned. Might go to UK, like England or something. Drive around the Cotswolds, but we don't know. So if
That'd be
anyone
cool.
on this podcast is from the UK, hit me up.
Some
Put it
strange
out
man.
there. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
we're
sure.
excited. We're kind of going. It's like our lease was up. We didn't want to renew. We wanted to like try to look for a home, but I like love traveling, and plus we're also like
Dude.
just got married. I want to figure out like what do I really want to be doing, and I feel like there's a lot of rhythms in life that like end up you just get like sucked into it, and then
Yeah.
you just do it because that's like the norm. And so I feel like we're breaking up our rhythms to really be able to like get a good picture of who we are and what we want.
Dude, I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's
Should be sick. I'm expecting some stories when you come back.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
so excited. We
also,
like
like the microchip factory or whatever
Yeah.
you're going to. It's not that.
that's exactly what I said I'm doing.
That's exactly it. That's the start of every spy movie, though. So just like
Yeah.
watch out because
Yeah, that's true.
you get tangled.
But
up in
apparently that's
something.
close to where Martin Luther wrote something.
Dude.
Not the 95 Theses, but he like wrote something else at a church close to there. So like I could go
That's
to that
cool.
church maybe.
That could be fun.
We were in Geneva, Switzerland. That was like there was a bunch of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
there. I don't remember all the
Lots of
history, but
treaties and stuff there, wasn't there?
I think so.
Geneva.
Lots of certain powerful
Geneva
individuals.
Convention.
Yeah.
That's from World War II.
Okay.
No, is that World War One?
No.
Oh, crap.
I think that's like every year.
The Geneva Convention.
it's
I
like
don't know if
Comic-Con.
is the Geneva Convention every year.
I think it is.
Well, the
It
Geneva
happened in
Convention.
Marvel. I don't
Okay,
know.
gotta look it up. Stand by.
It's like Comic-Con, but for world leaders.
Do you think they dress up as each other or as like past world leaders?
I think that's
It's
it.
like-
It's past world leader.
Helmir, we said you could not dress up like that anymore.
There's like the one guy that always comes as Hitler, and you're just like, stop, bro.
But he's such a nice guy. Tim is so nice.
Tim is so nice. He just poor taste in costumes.
Okay, hold on. What is the Geneva Convention?
Here we go.
Um,
This took a crazy turn.
okay, it is plural. The Geneva Conventions are international humanitarian laws consisting of 4 treaties.
Oh yeah, it's not even a conference. It's like a thing.
It's, it's a book.
I knew that.
All right, that's confusing. Why would they say that? But whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's like the thing that tells you like you
like,
can't
don't kill
poison people.
Yeah.
Like you can't use poison gas. Like they all, and then you like agreed that war was gonna happen this way,
Right.
and then people still did it.
Unless
Yeah,
you're
the other
Russia.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Speaking of war and gas,
okay.
dry cleaning question mark.
Oh my gosh.
I was
cleaning.
having a conversation
I like this.
with a bunch of people from Life Action the other day. We were all at lunch and we're talking about, they were from the road, so they're talking about like what it's like doing laundry on the road and
The
stuff.
worst. Actually, it's not bad.
And they started talking about dry cleaning, and we all were talking about it. And I'm just like, do any of you guys know how dry cleaning works?
They use liquid. It's not like actually dry.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But it's called dry cleaning.
Yeah. I Googled it because I had to dry clean my suit and I was like, how does this happen? And they still do it, but it's like they use some type of special liquid or they don't use a certain type of chemical. It's something like that.
I don't know.
I think they don't use something and then like
Is
the
it like
way
reverse engineered?
osmosis.
No, like reverse engineered washing machine. Like it's inside out or something.
What?
An inside out washing machine?
Yeah, like
What is happening?
like instead of putting it in the washer, it's like just you lay it on top. I don't know.
You just sit on top and you just run a normal load.
Yes.
That's it.
It's like all your standard like LG washers and stuff in there, but they're just empty.
And that'll be $70, please.
Yeah, so what is it? It's still wet.
Did you
Okay.
Google that?
That's actually, I don't think that's true, Sam. So according to realsimple.com,
Yeah, I tried.
how does dry cleaning work? Dry cleaning uses a waterless cleaning process. Well, waterless. To remove dirt and debris from clothing. Dry cleaning uses a specialized large machine that cleans clothing using a solvent. The solvent is then extracted from the clothes and they are air dried and pressed.
So
Oh,
it
is
still
it
is
like-
wet.
Is it like the moon sand stuff? Like
going to
you know what I'm
images.
saying? Like how you can
Yeah.
form it and then it like doesn't stick.
Well,
to
is
your
a
hand.
solvent a liquid thing though?
I don't know.
Hey Google, is solvent a liquid?
On the website emi.app.uk, they say, a solvent is usually a liquid, but can also be a solid.
Usually a liquid.
Ask it what type of
Could
solvent
be a
it is.
supercritical fluid. It said.
I don't have 2 hands right now. This is hard.
Carter, what do you think?
What do I think?
What do you-
I
what
didn't
just
know
got-
what.
No, I'm talking.
Oh,
Sorry. I was just looking.
she's still talking right now. She's breaking it down.
Yeah.
That was okay. I was just curious because I'm like,
No, I don't know.
How
But
the
also,
heck?
like, would you ever do dry cleaning? Have you ever done?
well, yeah,
Have you
like
ever gotten
for
your-
a suit. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's the
Yeah,
only way
that's
to
fair.
do a suit.
I just buy a new suit every time.
Perchlorethylene.
Is that the name of the
It's a
solvent?
colorless liquid that's highly effective in removing oil-based stains without damaging fabrics.
That's
Some dry cleaners also use alternate solvents like hydrocarbon solvents, liquid carbon dioxide, or silicon-based solvents such as green earth.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can't read and talk tonight.
All right, so guys, I'm just gonna give you a little update. I'm gluten free. Did I tell you about
Whoa.
this? Been gluten free for
83.
3 weeks. 3 weeks
Really?
now. Or it's okay, here's the thing. It's like mostly gluten free.
So they got you too.
So I'm gluten free until I forget about the thing that has gluten in it that I eat, you know? So like
Yeah.
a croissant. The other day I was like, I didn't know croissants had gluten in them. So I
I'll
went,
be honest. It seems kind of apparent, but all right.
right. It is. I mean, it looks like bread. It acts like bread. Tastes like bread. Seems like it would have gluten. I didn't think about it. I went into a coffee shop and they had croissants and they looked good. So I got one.
So why are you gluten free?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's fair. I'm gluten free just because my doctor was like, you should go gluten free because it's better for everybody. But also, it was like tiredness and fatigue and stuff. But I actually feel like a lot better, especially after meals. It's just digesting and those type of things. So I'm like all for the gluten free world now.
I think there's
Other than it just like all the things that you hate.
Like the bread. Like I feel like
Like I hate
gluten-free
missing
stuff is so bad.
Sometimes I just can't. Well, yeah, that's true too. We could talk about that. What were you gonna say?
well, there's something to it. Like, I mean, I'll have some meals. Some of my meals I'll just have like eggs.
Yeah.
And then maybe like cheese or something with it. But after those meals, I definitely feel better than if I have like pizza or something that has like a bunch of bread.
Yeah.
And like my mom has been gluten free for pretty much my whole life, so I've sampled some gluten free stuff along the way, and it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Like your options.
Oh, I believe it. I still can't do like the replacement bread. Like I just can't do it. Like the other day, yesterday, I had my burger and I was like, just give it to me without a bun. Like, so it was just sitting on a plate and I'm like sadly like cutting it and eating. It was still good. Okay. It had like, it was like the burgers with the egg on top. So like that feels like a separate, it almost feels like a meal. Like you can kind of do it without the bread, but
Where was it at?
it was sad.
Was it at home?
Hopcat. Have you been to a Hopcat?
Yes.
There's a couple of them. I don't know how many there are, but it's like
Yeah.
it's a chain. So
Is
They'll let
isn't
you-
is there
it's
one
in
in
Holland. We were in Holland.
Is there one in Kalamazoo too?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
Yeah, Kalamazoo, because I've been there after going rock climbing.
They have like this. Don't they call it like Sonic fries
Yeah.
or something like that?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Their fries are good,
yeah.
but they're
They have
gluten.
like this like
So-
it's loaded fries. They call it Sonic
They
fries.
also let you try beers. Like if you ask like to sample some, they'll bring you out like little cups to sample their beers.
Isn't that normal?
That's cool.
Don't most places do that?
Oh.
Okay,
I just know they let me do it there.
nice.
I like it.
I think they do it most places.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway,
I'm proud of you. I think you're
Thank
gonna outlive us, honestly. If you keep up
that's my
stuff like
only
that.
goal. So
I would like to. As soon as the last one of us is dead, you're just gonna be like,
Bro,
all right,
I'm
peace out.
done.
This is it.
I know I'm just gonna eat all the gluten that day. Just come back. No, but actually, what I've noticed is like if I've been not doing the gluten, but also staying away from like processed sugar, like heavily, and so that has actually really, I think that's improved like my general health more than everything else. It's like how I feel.
Nice.
So like energy and everything.
Well,
And then all the cravings for like weird sugar. It's like, yeah.
Oh, there's that connection there too, because isn't like a lot of bread and like gluten stuff like your body converts it to sugar.
Yeah.
So it's like they're both sugar.
Interesting.
Science.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you heard about the
Just all you're
carnivore
eating.
diet? Would you do the carnivore diet?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's basically what I'm doing now. 'Cause it's like no sugar. Now I
Yeah.
eat like potatoes and stuff.
That's true.
But I heard this guy. Okay, I heard this guy on a podcast like talk about all of this, and he was like, "I'm a carnivore diet. I don't even eat plants because plants are bad for you." I'm like, "What? Like vegetable?" He's like, "Don't do vegetables." I was like,
Yeah.
Oh,
"What?"
okay.
But he looked healthy. So.
I feel like if you look at humans with a very like evolution biology mindset, like looking at our teeth, we don't really have like carnivore teeth. Like we have like
We have
chompers.
chompers.
Chompers, yeah, for like vegetables and stuff like
True.
that. So I don't know if you go that route.
I think we have like a mix, you know?
We do, yeah, because you got these are a
Because
little
like
sharp.
I think we're built for both a little bit.
yeah. I mean, we are
Like
because
well,
we
and
can,
he also said fruit. So he was like carnivore with fruit, but not
but
vegetables.
not vegetables. Interesting.
Super strange.
Well, I'm thrown off. Have you
But I've
heard,
heard
of the,
people say like fruit's bad because it's got sugars in it.
Yeah, have you heard of the
Right,
dirty
but then
dozen?
I
he's
was
like,
like,
no,
when is that
good sugar
oh.
and versus bad sugar? And I was like, man, this is the thing though. Everybody watches one podcast. Like this is what I was doing. I watched it and then I was like, I went and I forget who I was talking. Oh, I was talking to Mia and I was just like, babe, I gotta stop eating all vegetables and all these things. And I was like, wait, did I even think about it? Like, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about it because he sounded so confident. He was like, my life is so much better because I only eat fruit and meat. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Like, we're just so easily swayed into that stuff.
And everybody's different too. But have you guys heard of the dirty dozen?
Mm-mm.
So there's this list.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Dirty
It's
Dozen.
like
This is on ewg.org, which I don't even know what that
another
is.
credible
But
website.
this has been around for a while.
Yeah.
So it's a dozen things that everybody thinks is healthy, but they're actually apparently really bad for you. Number one,
French fries.
strawberry.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought these were allergy for me. Darn it.
Sam's bringing the accents today.
That's the only
Welcome
person
back.
dumb enough to think. The French fries are good. Strawberries.
Number 1 is strawberries.
Why?
The average American eats about 8 pounds of fresh strawberries a year, and with them, dozens of pesticides, including
Oh.
chemicals that have been linked to cancer and productive damage or that are banned in Europe.
So you can't say strawberries because
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
just-
strawberries.
All of our food.
Okay, stand by. Hold on.
Keep going,
I'm
though.
trying to go deep into this.
It's like it's not the gun.
Non-organic
It's-
strawberries are still the worst offender. Okay, whatever. So
Wow, they
number
have a lot
2,
about strawberries.
number 2,
Okay.
spinach.
because of the pesticides.
What?
Spinach is packed with nutrients, but also European banned pesticides.
Yeah.
So this is something interesting when
So
you go to
it's like
Europe
the
because
dirty dozen.
the wards
Yeah.
were talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently over there, at least in France, they have like in the supermarkets, all the food is labeled like A, B, C, or D.
Oh yeah, Kari was telling me about that.
A is like super healthy, D is less healthy.
Whoa.
And like clearly they have a bunch of pesticides and stuff that you're not even allowed to sell.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to be a lot healthier over
Yeah.
there.
You
Yeah,
will
like you
not-
go to yogurt and like the yogurt aisle, and it's like they have like A yogurt and C yogurt. And in the U.S., they would never be like that obvious.
Who's buying the sea yogurt, man? Like
Like
it's
the poor
probably
people.
cheaper.
It's cheaper. That's why they're like, But then you like,
Yeah.
it's demoralizing because you're like,
Oh, you get the C yogurt.
yeah. Oh, this guy can't afford the A yogurt.
Number 3 is kale, collard, and mustard greens. More than half of kale samples
I'm
tainted
okay
by
with that.
possibly. This is all pesticides.
It's just gonna be a list of 12 things affected by
Hold on.
pesticides.
Number 4 is grapes, but there's no information. It's just grapes.
Gotta watch those.
Dude, just don't touch the grapes.
Gotta watch those grapes. No, I've heard about grape seeds and stuff. Like they say, no grape
Don't
seeds.
eat them?
Don't eat the seeds or the skin, which like leaves nothing.
Okay, this is really
Just the
interesting.
meat.
Yeah.
I always thought when I heard of the Dirty Dozen, it was because of like sugar and stuff.
Yeah.
Like blueberries are on there, and it's just like, oh, it's all the sugar. But it looks like it's just pesticides.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, and this guy was saying again. See, I'm going off of it. Like I believe him wholeheartedly, but I don't necessarily. But
No, it's
like
okay.
he was like, I eat a lot of honey like in his diet, like
Yeah.
really natural, good honey from like a local area, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And yeah, so I was like eating more honey now and more like. If I actually, what I've been trying to do is if I feel like I'm interested in like, or like I want some sugar, you
Like
know,
sweets, yeah.
like
Yeah.
I need a sweet, and then I'll just go get some fruit or put some honey on something.
But is it
and I'll be
real
like,
honey or fake honey? Because they sell fake honey at the store.
What?
Yeah.
No, I think it's real. It's like Michigan. It says something with Michigan. It's like
Okay.
I've found
grown in a factory in Michigan or something. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I found though when I go long enough without eating a lot of sweets, I stop even craving it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's totally an addictive thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gluten free.
What you got, Sam?
What's new
What
with
do I
you
got?
guys?
What's new?
What's new?
I'm in a house.
Since Europe. Yeah, we're in a house.
This
That's
is new.
cool.
Yeah, we're renting a house, and it's a lot bigger than the apartment. We're recording in my office space. So
Yes, we are.
That's new.
Apple presentation.
Yeah, I get it.
You guys watch it?
I didn't
No,
watch it.
I'm
Okay.
not an Apple presentation guy, unless somebody like is watching it next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last time we both watched it because Graham Ward was watching it
Oh yeah,
next to us. I
forgot about that. Was that a year ago?
No, it was the mid-year. I don't know. Don't they have multiple?
They
I think
like
they have
two.
multiple. Yeah.
So it was the other.
We were
one.
watching it because I was like, oh, I'm like a film guy. I'm in the film industry. I should be up to date. Like iPhones are pretty high in the industry on that.
That's
stuff.
how you justified staying clocked
Yeah.
in and watching it.
yeah.
My director was on it too, though. So
Okay,
we
that's
were both
fair.
watching it.
That's
But then right when the camera section came up, I had some like really crazy bowel movements, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I just missed it all.
You didn't like take your phone and stream it.
No, that's disgusting.
Could have done that.
But anyway, I don't know. I didn't have anything particular about it. I was going to talk to you guys on your thoughts, but I guess you didn't watch it.
Well, like the iPhone didn't change much. I saw
iPhone didn't
and
change
it's like
much.
has the bevel like a little bit farther out.
Yeah, they basically made the first. Oh yeah, okay. So they basically made the first level of AirPods. You know, because you have like your AirPods,
Yeah.
AirPod Pros, and the AirPod Maxes.
Mhm.
They gave the AirPods everything that the AirPod Pros have, plus some with like sound cancellation and like where it can tell if you like start a conversation, it'll like dim
Okay.
the sound cancellation, like bring up voices and stuff like that. So it's like they made it just as good as the AirPod Pros. But then now the AirPod Pros they got like certified as hearing aids, basically. which is super interesting.
Oh,
Interesting.
what?
Yeah, so like now you can like use them as hearing aids, and like that's just a software up. Well, I don't know if it's a software update, but they didn't really like change anything else about them. But I feel
Interesting.
like Apple's gonna turn into like in like 2045 or something like that. They're gonna be that company that's like a full like life type of thing, because it's
Yeah.
like the video that they opened up with was like showing a bunch of people, and it's like, my Apple Watch saved my life when I fell,
Dude.
you know, or like
it's
my
so
Apple
true.
Watch it notified me.
Jared's over here like, it's so true.
I'm in it,
It's
dude.
so true.
No, I meant
it
like-
saved my life.
No, but like
they've
Apple
never
is
done
going to be
that.
like not just like they're figuring out that like your devices are more so part of like your like biological body and like
Yeah.
health, and so they're positioning themselves as like, hey, we're gonna like save your life, and we're gonna be like hearing aids, and then like we're gonna have like defibrillators inside people, and then
Dude,
like
what-
be able to monitor. You know, it's like
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
they're gonna be
yeah.
like fully comprehensive human healthcare wealth type of company.
I just keep thinking of like the commercials when my grandma would watch game shows and stuff, and she would get like those life alert commercials.
Yeah.
They're like, life alert, like if you fall and you can't get up, like, and I'm just picturing like for us when
Yeah.
we're that age, like we're gonna be watching commercials and it's gonna be like the Apple Watch, and we're gonna be like, yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I might fall. I gotta call the police. You know?
But it's gonna be like a mega company, because it's like they have like
Yeah.
entertainment, you know, because they have like Apple Stream, and then they're gonna have like
dude.
your doctor's gonna use the data on your Apple Watch to help diagnose you, and then like Apple
that's
Vision
crazy.
Pros are gonna become like your glasses, and like I feel like they're just gonna become everything.
I have
Dude.
Speaking of the
I'm
like
here for it.
the vision, the glasses thing, I'm jumping down my list a little bit.
Okay, go for it.
Neuralink blind sight. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay, so Elon Musk, you know his
Oh,
his
no.
neu-
Is
his
this-
Neuralink thing.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess recently he announced, or it became public, that they're working on a thing that so the Neuralink is implanted into the
Mhm.
brain, and this thing like pairs with it, and it's from the picture I saw, it looks like a pair of glasses with like sensors on it.
No.
But what it does is it helps blind people see.
Whoa.
And he said even if they're born blind, as long as the one part of their brain is still functioning,
It can,
they'll
like,
be
send
able to
those
see.
signals.
Because the cameras will like transmit the image into a signal, and then
It's
send
probably
it, and
even,
then
like,
to the
streaming
implant,
it.
which stimulates the brain.
What?
But he said at first it's going to be like really bad, like it's going to be like Atari graphics, like
Yeah.
super grainy. But eventually, it could get to the point. It will get to the point
Where it's better.
It's better, and
Bro.
like you'll be able to see in thermal and
Superhero.
stuff like that.
Right
and that's
there.
what I was thinking. I'm like, it's like superhero
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, that's
It's just crazy.
dude. That's
I mean, that's like you don't even need glasses anymore. Like you could just hook up to Netflix and then just do this, and then you can just watch Netflix. Like you could be.
It's Black Mirror, like basically.
Dude, and then it's gonna start like stimulating the like, dude.
Then
Okay, ready
whoever
Ready
hacks
Player
those,
One.
though,
Yeah,
like
you're
bro,
screwed.
But like you know, like Ready Player One, when like they put on the haptic feedback
yeah,
suits.
yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be that, but you don't need the suit because it's just gonna be triggering like the parts
Oh,
of
yeah,
your
'cause it's
brain
just
that like
all doing it in
feel
the brain.
pain. Yeah,
No, dude, and then they'll probably have like a way to like switch it over so you feel like you're moving your body. Like
Yeah,
you
but you're
have
not.
all the sensations of that, but you're not actually gonna do it.
Well, have you watched
That's
Black Mirror?
crazy. No.
no, I've
There's-
seen like some episodes.
Well,
of
yeah.
that.
So there's a one episode which is a tamer one, which is mostly safe to watch. It's like a space
Tamer
episode.
mostly.
But it's in this future that they're in. They just have these little like, I don't know, these little thumb size things they put on their temple, and then they just like zone out, and that's they like play a video game. But it's like they're actually fully
wow.
there and moving around and stuff, but their whole body is just completely void.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about that today. Like every movie that you've ever watched that has a crazy story was based off of a part of like reality or what could be reality. Like you think about like Jason Bourne, like spy movies, like people didn't make that up because like that's just a fairy tale. Like there's legit people out there doing stuff like Jason Bourne, you
Yeah.
know? And then like stuff like this, like you watch Black Mirror, you're like, oh, some writer got an idea because they were researching Neuralink, you know, and they thought about like what could be, and like that's how they got it. And so it's like all these crazy movies that you're watching and everything are based off of like some type of reality.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a dumb movie to like like Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, dude, there's some hedgehog running around out there super fast.
The dude who came up with that was probably
Sasquatch.
he's probably just like on acid. He saw like a real hedgehog like go past. He's like,
Like, dude,
that's
let me
so
tell
freaking fast.
Dude, that hedgehog, man. Yeah.
I should make a video game. So yeah, Neuralink blind sight. In a matter of time,
That's crazy.
one of the biggest like
That's crazy.
things about humanity that's broken is going to get fixed, like physical, medical things.
I listened to the guy who's like doing their test trials right now. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he has it implanted, and he was talking about it, but he's like, when the trial's over, they take it out of me. So he's like, he lost the ability to walk and like do all this stuff. Like he was able to play video games with his friends again. But then like when it's done, he loses it, which is like so sad. Like imagine like getting your life back and then they're like, sweet, thanks for the trials. See ya.
That's so rough.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
crazy.
Imagine.
Yeah, I wonder. It makes me think. It's like, what is that? Is that worth it? Like, as far as because you know you get it back, harder? But does it make it harder? Like going back to your old life.
I don't know.
I'm sure
like
it makes
knowing
it harder.
that exists.
I feel like it would depend on your mindset while you have it and going into having it. Because like if you're just like, this is going to be a little sweet part of my life again, and then I'm just going to go back to the way it was. And I feel like if you're able to make peace with that, you'll be fine.
Yeah, like part of life is like you experience something. Like you going to live in Europe is like it's gonna be something you do, but you'll never do that again in that way, right? Yeah. You might go travel back to those places, but again, it's like there's something going into situations when you can be like, okay, this is finite, and it actually makes it like you can hold it differently. You know, thinking about that. So I don't know. There's something there. Yeah. That's cool. I like it. I have a thing.
Okay.
Do you want me to just go down my...
Yeah, go for it.
See, are we... Okay, cool. So I was listening to this podcast.
Same guy?
Same, not the same guy, like not the same guest, but the same host. And so anyway, they were talking about... they got on the topic of like cheesy Christian movies, right? Okay, so... But they were relating it in a really cool way to like what's happening now in Hollywood, as far as like The Acolyte and The Rings of Power, and how those are like just kind of very cringe, and they were very like not, they were frowned upon like by all the fans, and like nobody's watching Rings of Power right now.
Is the second season bad?
That's like nobody's watching it. Their ratings and views have gone down.
But
like
is it because the show's bad? Like, does it get super like?
It's the fans don't like it because it's not accurate to the actually like the actual Acolyte and stuff that it's not accurate to the real
Lord of the Rings.
Well, both of them. So like the Rings of Power is like stretching the story a lot, like as far as the timeline of what the old books would have said, and it's like you can't do that to Tolkien fans, you know. No. But and then also like they're changing characters and changing like a lot of lore that's written into it. And also it's literally like the agenda of putting like just a very, very diverse cast without any sort of reasoning. It's just like super like mixed up as far as every single culture just looks like a mixture of a bunch of different cultures.
Yeah, like the elves.
It's like you can celebrate culture by creating people groups that celebrate that culture, you know, like, but instead it's like every hobbit is like there's one of every type of person in the world
as a hobbit. Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just like it's interesting there. And so they were talking about that, but then also like in The Acolyte it's just like a lot of agendas being pushed, and then so people are just kind of like, okay, but it's also just not a good story. You're not telling a good story. So like even if that's your message, then you're not telling a good story. And that's how they related it to like cheesy Christian movies, actually. Like in our past, what we used to not like about like cheesy Christian movies, like nobody liked them because they were super cheesy, because they took the message of it and they were like, here's the message. Okay, let's write some like little story around it, or like get some actors to do it. And
so true.
But instead of like focusing on story first and then letting the message like drift out of that. So you think about like the best ways that that's done, even in Christian movies. So Mel Gibson with like The Passion, he did a great job as far as taking something and creating a good story out of something, and not discrediting or like discounting what the intention of, you know, I think the story of Jesus is, right, in the Bible. Like I don't think you can ever do that story perfectly, you know. But he did a great job, right? And so it's a well-renowned thing because he took the time to make it a piece of art and not just a piece of like a message.
It's like the story was speaking for itself, and it didn't need to have people who were talking who were like, this is what's happening with Jesus. You know, I feel like that's what they're doing, is like they're giving like dialogue as to like what they're
and shows like good actors and people like it felt like that was a good representation of the culture of that time and those type of things.
There was we were at a podcast convention like last year, and
Yeah.
it was actually it was fun. We saw Shane Dawson there, and I met Jen from Good Mythical Morning. If you know, if you know, you know. I have a picture with her. It's fun.
That's cool.
But there was a breakout session, and it was a Christian guy, and he was talking about Christian media and Christian podcasts, and why what I think the breakout was called "Why Christian Media Sucks" or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that, and he was explaining that like Christians who make Christian content, they feel basically this, like this is this super important message, the gospel, and it affects people's literal eternal like destiny.
Yeah.
So there's all this responsibility tied up in it. So instead of allowing the story to speak for itself, they over communicate the message, which that's what makes it cheesy. That's what makes it unrealistic. That's what takes away from the story. Whereas Mel Gibson, I don't know where he stands spiritually, but I assume even if he calls himself a Christian, he's probably not a super strong Christian.
I don't know. Yeah.
But that's probably why. Is like he doesn't come from like we have this message and we need to share it in new different ways. He's like, this is a story. It's a great story.
Yeah.
I'm going to show it.
Right.
So,
and that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, so with Disney or Marvel or any of these Hollywood big studios, it's like, guys, just tell a really good story. And if your belief system behind whatever you're thinking, it's probably going to come through regardless, 100%. Right? And it's like, but they're just struggling to like tell a good story. Yeah. And I was like, what are you doing, guys? So like,
people keep trying to change the world, but
yeah. Well, and story is what changes the world. Like good story is what captivates people and actually makes them like teaches us to change and these type of things. Like we've always been a storytelling culture. It's just changed over time, like how we tell the stories. So,
and I feel like we're trying a lot harder now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
we need to change. I feel like we are into the. Okay, I'm gonna save my only other kind of fun topic for the end.
Okay.
So we're gonna jump into the Israeli pagers.
The what?
What is this?
Have neither of you guys heard this? Okay, so this last week, as of this recording, it was like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a terrorist group called Hezbollah. Not Hezbollah, the little guy. There's a terrorist group called Hezbollah.
Okay.
And obviously they're at like odds with Israel, and I think they've attacked Israel and stuff. So Israel, like their special forces or their secret service or whoever, they took this order of pagers because
order of pagers.
So Hezbollah, they use pagers instead of cell phones because they're harder to track.
Yeah.
So Israel, knowing this, they took an order of like 100 pagers that Hezbollah had ordered, and they put these little explosives in the pagers, and then they sent them off. And then like 2 or 3 days ago, they set them all off. So there's like all this security footage of just like these dudes like in a grocery store or in a market, and just boom, all of a sudden it just blows up on their head.
Because you pushed the button or something.
No, like Israel remotely set them off.
Dang.
And I guess it killed like 8
crazy,
people.
dude.
I think it killed some innocent people who were like bystanders.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a sketch way to. I don't know.
It seems like one of those like, this idea is so crazy it might just work sort of things.
Dude, that's nuts. I can't imagine like being in the room. Like you're across the grocery store and you're just like, another day here.
Another day.
That's I don't want to laugh, man. That's
Another pager.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I thought that was
crazy.
That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
I also learned more about pagers.
It's like some crazy. I feel like that's like some like guerrilla strategy there.
Oh yeah,
like that's definitely
that's
feisty stuff.
It's feisty. It's feisty. Israel being feisty.
It's true.
I learned more about pagers though, because like,
okay,
they
here we go.
well, like the
Some
news
pager education for us.
the news stories I watched. I think it's interesting.
No, I'm
the
here
news
for it.
stories I watched, they were like explaining what pagers are, because like most people these days, you don't even know what pagers are. But like a lot of doctors still use pagers instead of cell phones in the hospital because it uses
send you a message, right?
Well, it uses radio waves instead of whatever cell phones use.
Cell towers.
Yeah, like cell phones use cell towers, but pagers use radio waves, which are more reliable. And in like a hospital, like a big building with lots of cement and stuff, you need something more reliable. So it's like
Interesting.
And also, they're harder to track, which is why the terrorists
We
use
should
them.
get pagers, guys.
We should.
We should get
I
some.
think it'd be fun. We could page each other. Just
We
beep,
could,
beep.
like, Carter.
So like, is it like texting though? Like, do you?
I
Like,
think it's like texting.
Because I always feel like they're always just like, oh, I got a message. All right, let's go. But like,
Oh, you can type on it?
I don't know.
That's
I'm gonna look it up because
Maybe someone can just send you.
Dude,
a
I'd get
message.
pagers if you guys want.
We should sell.
We could do it when you're in Europe.
merch.
We could do it when you're in Europe.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Aren't they short distance?
I don't know.
I feel like our merch should be like Back to the Roots pagers.
Merch store. It's just pagers. That's cool. I like that.
It receives and displays alphanumeric or voice messages.
Oh, you can do a voice message.
One-way pagers can only receive messages, while response pagers and two-way pagers can also acknowledge, reply to, and originate messages using an internal transmitter.
So it's just a radio, like a walkie-talkie,
Yeah.
It's like a walkie-talkie, but
but it probably like holds the message when it receives it, I guess. But
I don't know.
that's interesting.
I'm gonna look up how much they are. I'm curious.
My context
eBay.
for pagers was watching Tron, and like the new one, and like
Oh.
when the dude comes to visit Sam, he's like, "I got a page from your old man last night," and then that's how like the whole movie gets put into action. And I was like, "He's talking about
Oh,
pagers.
wow.
What is that?" And yeah, that's what it's from.
I forgot about that.
Kind of expensive. It's like
Tron was a great movie.
Dude, it stands. Like it holds up to the.
Not gonna lie.
And
The
talking about,
remake. The
I was
remake.
just thinking about that too, because it's like talking about like messages in stories and like just make a good story, and then there'll be messages.
right.
I remember watching with my dad, and my dad was like, like, like the gospel's in there, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He was like, Sam's dad at the end, he's like holding his arms out, making a cross, and then he's like
Oh,
taking
wow.
like Clue.
Yeah.
He's like helping Sam like escape and leave, and like sacrificing himself and like dying. That way Sam could.
Dude, I
Make
gotta
it
watch
out.
that again. I totally forgot about all that.
until you ask the director, like, was this a Christian thing? He's just like, no. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
When did that come out?
I'm gonna say
Tron.
2016. I don't know though.
Tron.
I was gonna say because I feel like
1982. Okay.
That's
the original.
Oh, not 1982.
Tron Space, new one.
Tron Legacy.
Legacy.
Oh, Tron Legacy is what it was called. Did you guys? There's not really a lot of good movies out right now.
Nope.
No.
I want to see the movie Am I Racist?
2010.
Yeah.
That's Matt Walsh or
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah.
whatever his name is, the fake jaw guy.
Yeah.
Fake jaw.
I don't know about that.
Wait, who am I thinking of?
Matt Walsh is right, but I don't know what the fake jaw is.
Oh, people were saying like around when he was getting, because you know how he has like this really chiseled jaw.
no.
He's got a beard.
He's got a huge
like
beard.
A super.
The name's right, but you're thinking
Yeah,
of
you're
someone
thinking
I'm
of someone
thinking
else.
of
I'm
Matt.
like, you can't see his jaw.
talking about the comedian.
might have
guy?
a
Yeah,
chiseled
the
jaw.
comedian guy who
yeah,
got
not him.
canceled. I forgot his
I
name.
know what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
no.
though. The one who looks like.
Oh, I don't really know who
Yeah,
Matt
no, this
Walsh
is Matt Walsh. He's he's like a Daily Wire guy.
Oh, okay.
He did What Is a Woman? Like that whole.
I've heard of it. I haven't
movie.
watched it though.
That was crazy. That was fun. It was a fun time. It was a good time.
I laughed. Like,
Yeah,
all right.
I laughed a little bit. Yeah,
It was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
funny.
Yeah. Dude, we're just-
What else you got?
What did Diddy do?
Who is Diddy? Because I remember watching Parks and Rec, and Tom Haverford talks about Diddy like a lot. I'm like, who's Diddy?
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
What did Diddy do?
Let's read some news articles. I don't really know.
Oh, we're the best.
Diddy,
at
he is. This is from just says 5 Chicago, NBC. Says Sean Diddy Combs headed to jail Tuesday to await trial, but what exactly was he arrested for? Federal sex trafficking case that accuses him of presiding over music
What did he do?
The music mongol
he
is
do?
charged with racketeering and conspiracy and sex trafficking. He had an indictment back in 2008.
That's pretty serious.
He would drug up male and female sex workers and make them do multiple day parties and stuff like that.
Oh, no,
Wait,
good.
that's not how you guys hang out with your friends?
No.
Nope. No, usually just podcasts, but
Your friends
Just
hang out
kidding.
with you by choice? You don't have to drug them?
Yeah, so basically just like Jeffrey Epstein type stuff.
yeah, without the island.
Yeah. But it's crazy because he's like a mainstream music producer. And it just shows you like everyone's in on it.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's in on it.
Pizzagate's huge. We interrupt your programming because, well, stuff happened. This is Future Carter coming to you. So, remember when this happened? Oh no! Yeah, so we thought it was fine. We thought the recorder was working, and it did for about 50 minutes. And then at this point in the episode, it just turned itself off. So the files got corrupted, was able to get them back. We pulled out a backup recorder to finish out the episode. We recorded a 15-minute ending, and shocker, that recorder didn't actually record, even though the little red light was on. So we reformatted some stuff, and we got the secondary recorder working again. And now this is the recap of the end that we recorded that didn't actually get recorded on the backup recorder. So it's just like a fast-paced thing. We're just recapping what we talked about for 15 minutes. Here's the end.
Didn't put it past us.
Hey, the light's on.
Okay, the light's on. We're
Are you getting levels?
Welcome back to Mother.
Are you getting levels? Are you getting levels?
Are you getting levels? Can you hear us in the headphones? Okay.
I can hear everybody really well, actually.
Okay.
You sound great. You sound lovely.
So we're jumping right back in. Here's what happened. Because I spilled water on the recorder, it was working fine, and then all of a sudden, 50 minutes in, it stopped. And we had to figure out how to get the footage or the recordings back. We figured out how to get the recordings back. And I pulled out my backup recorder to record the end, and we recorded an extra 15 minutes. And then it had the red light on. We saw levels, but it didn't record anything. So we're doing it again.
We're doing it again.
One more
doing it
time.
again, but we're just going to do a quick
One
recap
more
of
time.
everything you missed in the last 15 minutes.
That's right.
So, Sam,
We talked about what Diddy did.
what did Diddy do?
He, I don't want to talk about what Diddy did, but
He
Diddy
did a lot
did
of
do
stuff.
some crazy
Diddy
things.
did some dirty stuff.
Yes, he
That's
did.
right.
All right. And yeah, we talked about that. We went pretty deep, but you know what? We're not going to do that
Well, you
again.
got to go a little bit deeper than that. You got to give more context.
Oh, wow. We're giving more context.
You said this
Go
was
for it,
this,
Sam.
You said this was speed round.
It is speed round, but you can give more context
All
than
right,
that.
Diddy did some dirty stuff.
What kind of dirty stuff did he do?
Why are we laughing? It's too
I'm
late,
gonna,
guys.
I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna step in for Sam.
He did the Epstein thing, but without the island.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
That's it.
Yeah, and then
Diddy
I'm just talking
did the
about,
Epstein stuff.
Everyone in Hollywood is probably caught up in this stuff. Like even Ryan
true.
Gosling,
Right.
everyone likes. And I was just saying it's sad.
So Diddy did.
It's sad.
Ryan Gosling is unconfirmed that he did that, but
I'm
Unconfirmed.
just saying, like,
Don't wanna
everyone's
get on his
probably
bad side.
associated in some way, and it's like, man, there's more to this life than what it seems, and we just gotta stay strong and
Deep.
pure, and with what we know it's right, but not be gullible.
Yep.
Pizzagate,
That's what Pizzagate.
Pizzagate.
that was in there.
The next thing
I
we
don't know if we
did
talked
was dapping, which we were talking about. Have you ever had a girl dap you up?
No, what was your experience?
My experience was a
No,
girl tried to
that
dap
was the
me up.
question that you asked, right?
Yeah, like have you ever had a girl dap you up successfully?
Yeah, and I said, yeah.
You said no.
Yeah, I said, I don't think I've ever
We
had
said
a girl
no.
try to
We,
dap
both,
me up
we all
in
said
general.
no.
And
Except for
then
Carter.
I like walked over here and I just did this,
Dap.
except it sounded like this. No, it sounded like this. No, like this.
I just
going.
want,
Keep
I
going.
just want your neighbor to look out their windows and look over.
We lost it. We got a great dap on our
man.
second try, and then I came
They
over
did
to
great.
Jared. That was
That was
okay.
pretty good. We'll,
Why
take it.
can't I not dap? My
So
dad
then
was
we
And
talked
then we-
about
and-
not snapping at the end because we don't want to snap.
Well, we talked about so after you actually dap,
Yeah.
you feel the either the
That's
tension.
terrible.
If you feel tension in the arm of the other person, that means you're going in for a hug. So
Uh-huh.
if you feel tension, you go in for the hug. And then if you don't feel tension, if it's loose, then you just slide out to the lock.
like this. Damn.
And you just slide into the lock.
I
and
like
then,
how no cameras are looking at that.
And then you can maybe do the snap, but we generally decided don't do the snap.
Don't do the snap.
It's just not.
Yep.
It's there's no way to read that one.
Up to you.
And then,
So
Jared,
dapping,
yeah,
yep.
Jared went queer climbing.
Jared went.
That's not true.
Learned a lot about himself.
Yes, he
Listen,
did.
It was queer climbing night. We didn't know. And so I went with my brother. We showed up there. There was a herd of people just running. just running
All these
from the
gay
door.
folks were just running.
They were just running from the door. I didn't know. But they were trying on. They
Hookus.
weren't all queer. Queer climbing night was
How
later.
do you know? How do you know all those runners weren't queer?
All of them.
You're right.
All
I
of
don't
them?
know. But I mean,
Everybody's clicked away at this point.
yeah, you're right. Okay, anyway, we went climbing, and then later they called it out. And they were like, it's queer climbing night. If you want snacks, go up there. So I didn't go get snacks, to be fair. Probably should have.
You're talking like Taiko ITG. Probably should have.
Probably should've.
But
Probably
I didn't go
should've.
get any snacks.
I didn't
even
get
though they
any
had snacks for
Instead,
free.
I was labeled as homophobic.
No.
Anyway,
I just did say bro a lot more with
Yeah.
my brother there.
Yep. 'Cause
And
he's
it was
your
like,
brother.
your wife is going to, yeah, you have a wife. That was it.
Definitely.
And yeah. So that sums that up.
That was our 3 topics. And I think
that
out
it?
of this entire experience, we've learned that Carter is like our Horcrux. He's
Whoa.
like,
He is our, yeah. There's some double
That got
me.
that got
Without-
deep with
without-
some Harry Potter reference right
without
there.
him, we will fall apart. And we need him back here.
Yeah.
So
Get better, Carter.
anyway, thank you guys for joining us so much. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, sharing
Comment.
it if you like it.
Bye, Sam.
Yeah, comment goodbye, Sam, because Sam is dying.
For now.
Going.
He's going to Europe. He will be dead to us.
Oh.
It's not true.
Okay, see ya!
That was a beautiful train wreck of a conversation.
It's the Back to the Roots podcast.
No, I think at the end should just be Sam being like, welcome back.
Hey, guys.
hey.
You want to know what I think is interesting?
What?
I'm gluten free.